guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, like I did just an hour or so ago for you guys, the AFL fantasy trade targets, this time being the AFL SuperCoach. We're going to go through the cash cows, I guess, firstly, like I did in the fantasy, and then move through to the trade targets. And probably a large part of it's still going to be about that pyramid discussion and the options and how you're going to get there, because we do know with SuperCoach, the price is not moving until, for most teams, until another week after, and you kind of can get stuck in this bubble. So it will be interesting to see how we maneuver around this, as there might be some mid-pricer that has to go to fund the pyramid up, and we'll go through that next week or this week, etc., and talk about it. But anyway, let's just go through the players here, and I'll make this slightly bigger for you guys. Yeah, we can work off that zoom, I think. So Ned Long is the biggest projected price change at 200.9k at the moment, with a minus 31 break even. It's interesting. Very, very interesting to see what they expect him to do in terms of price change. And I just don't know with DeGoey, all but confirmed. He is confirmed. Unless he does something in training, he's going to play. How does that affect Ned Long? Does Ned Long potentially even just slightly out of the rotation, to be honest, or back to a bench or sub role? That could be interesting, because a lot of Collingwood fans have said he should be best 22, etc. But when you've just got quality coming back like they do in Jordan DeGoey, it's just very, very interesting if Ned Long is really a good choice or not. So he's going to go at 38k. I just think with that much cash, I'd rather put it on a Levi or a Lindsay or something like that, who's looks to have a better role, job security and stuff like that. And yes, they do move a week later, but should be, I think, better in the long run. Corey Warner, he's going to play, obviously. Minus 39 break even, 37k cash generation. I wish I'd gone over Patton in the initial run, but then again, I'd need more cash to make the moves this week, etc., for like Lindsay, etc. So he's going to play. He's going to go up. I don't know what they're projecting him to necessarily score. Projected a 43, which would go up 37k. That's intriguing. If Ned Long, what are they projecting? 53 to go up 38k. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I think these two, I wouldn't probably be trading into them, to be honest with you, but I'd definitely be holding if you have them. Patton's probably the next one. Mixed day, we can just skip over. Patton, I wonder if he doesn't get selected or not, and it's going to be intriguing to see if he does or not. I'm just worried about trying to hold him, but also if he does get selected and hold him for the cash generation, how am I going to get to the guys next week? It's the big question. Do I have to miss out on like a Lindsay or something, or do I have to miss out on Lindsay's score, I should say, this week or something like that? Do I have to miss out on a Levi Ashcroft score this week if he against West Coast, something like that, just to get Patton's cash generation? Does Patton even play? How much time does Patton play, etc.? So those are all big discussions. So if Patton plays, I'm probably only going to do the one trade, and it could be even just a simple trade. So yeah, it'll be intriguing to see what I do at naming with the team sheets, etc. I don't think I have too many guys that are interchanging based on team sheets, but yeah, I think I'm going to really try and limit trades. But Patton, if he holds his spot and isn't sub, which could be the case, but I don't think he will be sub, then his cash generation should be really good. He could easily put up 40, 45k, but you've got Bice coming in, but Bice could come in with Float moving up. That could hold Patton anyway. They also are struggling with just lockdown defenders at the moment, because key defenders are going down like flies. So that'll be interesting to see with Tom McCartan, who was pictured spoiling a ball, which could most likely mean he's behind the ball now this week, which would mean McLean goes in, I would expect. But how does that mean for Patton if they've got Rampy, they've got McCartan, and they've got Hamling down back, alongside Blakey, alongside Roberts, alongside Wicks? Does he hold his spot as the 7th defender and they move Florin up the ground to cover McInerney's suspension? That's a massive debate that needs to be had. And we'll see on Thursday, because I don't know. I have a feeling he holds just because of the injuries that they've had, and no one's really coming back just yet. But he's definitely either a trade this week or next week. Roberts, he's doing good. but he's still, he'll be on the bubble this week, and he'll make some cash and he'll be fine. And I still think he's up there. Mackenzie on the bubble, 25k, 320. He's just not, he's doing fine, but he's not like out breaking the game. Like 85 priced at like, what's 55, 56, something like that. Let's go career stats to show you guys. What is he priced at? He's priced at 61, going at 84, 85. So he's doing all right, but he's not doing outstanding, I would say, is probably the best way to put it. Harry Morrison, all right. Dane Rampy, Brendan Campbell, such a skip over all these guys. And then you get to basically Reef McGuinness here, going up 18k, just not really the price range you really want for that type of cash generation. You want the cash generation of that from like a 118 or something like that. I just don't like it. It's too much. You see here, Will Day is going to go up, massive cash generation there. So there's that as well. So he looks pretty good in the couple of games. Yes, he's been tagged a lot in the last like 3 halves or effectively. So last 1.5 games he's been tagged for, let me just bring it up here. He's been effectively tagged in the last 1.5 games for about 100 in the last 1.5 games, but he's faced 2 of the better taggers in the game in Durham and James Jordan. So not too worried about that. And he's just going to make some cash as well, and you can hold him as well. And I feel like he's still going to be a 110, 115 guy. Just wait for his fixture to open up. When it opens up, he could be 120, 120, 120, and suddenly you're getting this guy who could go 110 at priced at like, what, 90 or so? Let's just look at this. He's priced at 91. He could go 110, 115 quite easily throughout the year, and he's priced at 90. And then that's pretty much it for Sydney Sandwich. Probably disappointing for those that did go and pay the hefty price for him. You can probably even move him on before the price movement, just because it's going to open up the avenue to get the Lindsay, to get the Ashcroft, etc. there. And that's pretty much it for the price changes and the cash cows. I think I tried to keep this one a little bit shorter than the fancy one. I think we're about half the time. But here we go to the per season change, I think is the best way to put it. Season changes, I guess. Is there a way to coaches choices, etc.? Let's just see key stats maybe. I don't want that actually. All stats view maybe. Is there a way to see? No, that's not going to be right. Cash cows, team venue, maybe. I'm just trying to find a way, if there's a way to see both the traded in and traded out guys. But I don't know if there is potentially a way to see that other than just the coach's choice here and the round change here, which is kind of, I guess I can do this and then do the round change in the negative way. Okay, so anyway, is there a way to do coach's choice for top 10%, I guess, in a way? Let's just do top 10% because I feel like we'll see this. So round change, it's not gonna work, so I'm gonna just do all coaches here to see the round 2 change. It's a little bit buggy there. Anyway, Bailey Smith and Sam DeConing most traded in. The mid prices that fire are probably that's gonna happen, I feel like. So yeah, it's all fine with that. Bailey Smith, I don't expect these guys to do the big jobs that they did. I think one went 147 and 109, so I don't expect that to happen regularly. With them, I expect them both to be sort of 90, 95 guys, but they're going to jump so quickly in their price, so I think you just got to jump on them if you don't have them. Xavier Lindsay, another guy, and you've probably given away my trades just fractionally, but anyway. Xavier Lindsay, another guy that people are jumping on. He's already got a minus 27 break even, and that's only going to fly downwards. If he has another really good game, another 80 plus game, he's going to go up dramatically. Max Hall is probably, I would say, my avenue through Ben Patton. If Patton gets named, I probably want Hall as well as someone else just to get the likes of Ashcroft and Lindsay in, etc. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking there with that. Ashcroft there. Josh Dunkley, 173. People probably making adjustment here. I don't know why you would, as I don't think we had a Primo go down injury-wise. So I think a lot of people could potentially even trying to go Perryman to Dunkley. That's a bold play, trying to get that, plus also get the cash-generating assets or potential cash-generating assets of Ashcroft and Lindsay. So that's bold, I would say. O'Driscoll, understand this. He went off and he's another rookie that you probably have to hold. DeConing, Corey Warner, probably wouldn't be trading into him just because, and Ned Long, just because they sit on the bye next week. And that's sort of, if you think about it logically, right? You're getting that one game of cash generation. Is it worth effectively 2 trades for like 30K, 40K that these guys generate? Don't think it's worth. They're basically on the same upgrade, same cash generating cycle as like even just a Max Hall, take for instance, next in a couple of weeks time, and you get 1 trade for Max Hall and you get the same cash generation as them, plus you save 30K. Could be interesting. Lawler, I understand people probably went early with the Lawler, but I think with Ashcroft and Lindsay and who else? Some other guys just going 80s and 90s scores, you probably can hold off of grabbing Lawler, especially at that price comparative, because you're saving 50K for Lindsay and you're saving like 80K for Hall. Riley Bice is probably my way through potentially grabbing, potentially getting out of some of these guys, as he's going to sit on the bubble for quite a while, given that he's going to play the second game and then sit on the bubble through his bye. So that'll be intriguing to see if he gets a spot outside of his bye with all the players coming back. But that'll be interesting. Never understand that. McRae, yep. Joel Frazier. I think this is part of the Perryman thing, which Perryman... what do I think? Joel Frazier, I'd rather wait a week. I think that's what I said on Fantasy, and I think I'm going to reiterate that on SuperCoach as well. Wait a week on Frazier to see if this is an outlier game. We saw that in his Fantasy scoring, it was 30 or so in the first half. I think SuperCoach would be reflective of that. 30-pointer, you don't really want that in doubled up to be a 65, 70-pointer in terms of Frazier, so I'd wait on him. Perryman could easily knock out a 90, and suddenly you're looking at Perryman, who goes up, say, 10K, 5K or something like that, and Frazier holds price and it doesn't look the worst, etc. And then I just think that it's better to get the rookies in that are potentially on the bubble. Well, not on the bubble, because a lot of them have the round 3 bye, which is almost negligible at this point. And we don't have any of the round 4 bye players who get the double price jump that are in a good position, because Essendon didn't play and Hawthorn have no rookies. So there's no point there. So it's almost just like get the best players that are got a good job security, good role, and scored well in Lindsay and Ashcroft. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I'd wait on trading the premiums another week, and then let's just go to the most traded out players. Perryman, I understand this to a certain extent, but also at the same time, no price movement yet. So yeah. He's got a break-even of 77, could easily go and beat that, and then suddenly you're looking at some price cash generation. Against Western Bulldogs, what did North had, I think, 3 or 4 midfielders go. Let's actually just double-check this, right? Fan footy. Go to North Melbourne here. Let's just double-check. How many players went above 77 in the midfield for North Melbourne on the weekend? They had Jai Simpkin, Harry Sheasel, LDU, Tom Powell, all go above 77. If you want to include the half-backs to a certain extent, you add McDonald, because you're looking at the half-back / wingman. Daniel, so that's already up to 6. I'd argue Bailey Scott as well, 7. So you're looking at 7 of the probable about 10 or 11 players that played in the roles or the different varying roles that Perryman has played, have all gone above his break-even in this game. And the only guys that didn't, Tucker, he was the sub. Will Phillips, he averages like 40 or 50. O'Sullivan, a rookie. Cobley and McKercher got close. Parker did it in fantasy, but not SuperCoach. And that's it. So what's that? 7 out of 11, and the other 2 were like, 2 of them were rookie or subs, and one of them did it in 1, and one of them got close in the other. So, look, if worst case scenario, he does something like McKercher, and gets close and does like a 70, it's like 5k and maybe 10, 20 points as well, because it is best 18 as well. So yeah, it's not the end of the world with Perriman, I don't think, and that's why I'm holding, is because it's just there's so many. And if Fraser does go 110, it's like, okay, no cash movement in Supercoach, and in Fancy he goes up, I don't know, 60, 50k, and I can move him from Perriman. Simply put, Pal Pepper, Sardis, a lot of people moving out of him, including me, I think, or do I still hold him? I think I still hold him. Yeah, I still hold him just because the role's there, but he'll be on the bench. Pal Pepper, I understand there's people just annoyed, and he does have the Richmond matchup, but it's hard to see him generating the cash quickly, especially if you can just move him to... there's not even anyone that can move him to, because all the good forwards have the round 3 bye, and then suddenly... So maybe you move him to a Corey Warner. Maybe in that case, that's where Corey Warner gets moved to. Sanders can understand this. I never owned Sanders on this, but I can understand people trading him out. Maybe that's the movement to get the likes of a Perriman up to someone. I'll have to try and find a way to get Perriman up, which could include like a Garcia or something like that, which would suck, but it is what it is there. Neil, I wouldn't be trading him out. He just got tagged out of the game, and he's playing West Coast in Richmond. And even if I can show you this and show you that, if he goes 150 against both of them, I don't think he actually loses much. He goes, he plays West Coast Eagles, Geelong, and Richmond, where he's averaged like 130 in the last matchups against them for the last couple years. So if we go and say he's going to go 140 here, 120 here, and again another 140 here, look at this, and it's going to show he goes down 26k, but then goes up 24k, and then down up another 9k in the subsequent Western Bulldogs game. So suddenly he's gone from having a 41 in his system to being priced at the exact same, basically. It'll be priced about 1.5k cheaper if he goes 140, 120, 140, and that is understating what he could do against Brisbane. If he does do this, if he goes 150 against against West Coast, not Brisbane, he is Brisbane, you buffoon. Geelong and then Richmond, etc. Those 150, 120, 150 run. 150, 120, 140 run, I keep messing that up. Then he suddenly goes down 21k initially, or 21.8k initially, and then jumps back up 29.3k. So suddenly he's priced at 648k 4 weeks later. So I would be holding on to Lachie Neale completely there. Understand a lot of these guys jumping off the subs, basically. Half these guys were subs here. I understand I'm also jumping off Finn O'Sullivan because the role just wasn't there. It just was not the role that we wanted, and I'd rather Sardis, who has the role and just stunk it up in the first half, than Finn O'Sullivan, who did basically nothing. If we just go 51, or even just say 60 for Finn O'Sullivan, he goes up 27-24, which is decent. But if we say that that's down to 50, look at this. That loses all its momentum, and he caps out at 269. Whereas 60, he caps out at 320k. So I think he's a 50-55 guy, and that just isn't 50 to 100k is just like 90k, 100k isn't enough cash gen for me. And that's why I want Levi and also Levi and Lindsay. Simply put, and I'm going to show you why in 2 seconds here. If we show Lindsay with the exact same 55, look at this. He goes 34, 26, 19, 15, 10, and suddenly he caps out at that 294k again, very, very late in the season. But he realistically gets to, by round 8 or 9, 272k, which is 120k cash generation. And a lot of it's because he gets that big, big boost. And I think he could be even a 65 guy, which is more than the likes of Finn O'Sullivan. And suddenly that's 48, 40, 33, 28, 24. And by round 8 already, he's at 285k, which is 130k cash generation. I think he's a guy that could do that. And for some reason, it's like glitching out or something. Let me just project this again. It kind of glitches out a little bit, I feel like. Anyway, Let's just try this again, 60, and just see. You glitching out again. It looks like it's glitching out again with this, with that there. So a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. But that's just sort of showing how the cash generation is going to work. Obviously could be wrong, and this is worrying times without the price movement. These rookies, trading them out, could go bang and really shut you up. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking at. Obviously, I gave you a little bit of a hint in my trades because I kind of forgot to undo them before I did this video. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you're listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for my tips and my team reveals for round 2. So I'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.